All right, we're here with Mark-Paul Gosselaar and the 2015 CTS VSport. Now, we did some racing this past weekend, and we were actually talking about the Cadillc.
Yeah, I'm a
you
big
were saying
fan.
that like the previous model CTS V with the crazy supercharged engine. Did you get a chance to drive that car?
I did, yeah. I got to drive it up to Napa. I loved it.
It's fast,
It's
right?
a very fast car. It was actually one of my decisions. I almost purchased the car, and then I had to get something a little more family friendly because we have a lot of kids.
You got a lot of kids.
But Cadillacs I've been a fan of. I've actually pitched them to be on our show because I wanted my character to drive a CTS V.
Okay. Well, this is the new CTS, and this is a V Sport, so it's not a full V.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to do one. It'd be cool if they did, but I got to tell you, I started driving this just like a day ago, and I'm way more impressed than I thought I was going to be on it. First of all, inside the car, when you hear the engine, it sounds way more amazing than you think it would.
Yeah.
And this is it's a turbocharged V6. It's 420 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque, so it moves. I mean,
And mileage.
And mileage. You get it now because you got the turbo engine. I think city is like 17 or 18,
Respectable.
but highway's like 29.
That's amazing.
You know,
and I'm
you
looking
never
at it,
get that in the CTS.
No,
V,
not
the
at all.
previous version.
And that was one
like
of the
13.
reasons. That was one of the other reasons why I couldn't make that decision stick with my wife, because I was like, I'm going to be filling this up, taking the kids to school every third day. But so I'm looking at it. It's not a lot longer, but it is more extended than the CTS V.
It is. It's a couple inches longer, and I think most of that translates to rear legroom. So there's a little bit more.
Which was
space
kind of
in there.
crunched in the CTS V.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, is it more like E-Class and 5 Series, or is it more 3 Series? I'm not sure where it fits in. I think it's more for the large side, right? Like,
It is a little bit too. I mean, look at the
the
body
ATS
style.
Cadillac now is smaller,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's more of the 3 Series competitor. But it's got the magnetic ride shocks that were on the previous Cadillac and the Corvette. The V Sport has basically the same differential that's in the limited slip that's in the Corvette. So
one thing
it
I always
moves
liked
around turns.
about Cadillacs was the sort of avionics of the whole thing inside.
Yeah,
It's
and they're
still the
getting
same kind of intuitive.
they're getting it right.
I love that wheel, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that performance wheel. Twin turbo.
You know, the competitor, of course, is probably the German cars, and they used aluminum hood, aluminum doors. They have like magnesium engine mounts. They really did what they can to cut weight off, and where its competitors are around 4,400 pounds, this is just under 4,000. And because of that, and moving the battery to the back, it's got 50-50 front to rear weight ratio. So the balance of this car is way better than you think, and although it's still 4,000 pounds, just under, it feels lighter than it is.
Is that fact true that the CTS V had one of the fastest times around the Nürburgring
For a sedan.
for a sedan?
Yeah.
So I'm sure they translated a lot of what they had in that into this car, right?
The suspension, I imagine, yes, but this car it's beautiful to drive around on the freeway, and then when you get on it, it really wakes up.
It's a lot classier looking than the CTS V, I think.
I think so. I mean, silver with the regular wheels is a little pedestrian, but you could make it look meaner if you wanted to.
All right.
It's limiting the RPM to 3,000. I wasn't expecting anything near the Cadillc CTS V, and this V Sport gets close to it without being an uncontrollable monster, you know?
I dig it.
All right, 60 grand.
That's it?
60 grand as it sits.
I can make that work.
There you
I
go.
can make that work.
All right.
Sold.
There
I'll
you
take
go.
this one.
All right, listen, I appreciate you coming in. It was awesome to race with you this weekend.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're a phenomenal race instructor. I learned a lot by just sitting there and going through the motions with you, and you telling me how to get around that course in one piece. So I
You
wasn't
did
the
a great
fastest
job.
guy out there, but I think I made it around alive.
Yeah,
which
and
is
you had a
good.
fast time. You should have. This guy, so disappointed in how you finished.
I am
had
disappointed, but you led all 20 laps, all 20 laps,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have you got a website or Twitter or anything you want to throw out there?
Twitter's easy. It's just at MPG.
Awesome. Mark-Paul, thank you so much for coming
Mark.
in.
Appreciate it.
And for Jeff and Chris, until next time, and Adam, of course, keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.